welcome to a 90-minute power yoga practice. I'm so glad that you're joining me today. This class will be uploaded to YouTube right after I finish filming it here. And if you want to play some music for your practice, feel free to follow me on Spotify. My name on Spotify is Tamara YVR. It's the same as my Instagram name. And you can choose any of the playlists, especially maybe pick the ones that are more for a 90-minute class. And we'll get started in just a moment, so set yourself up. If you have a couple of blocks like I have, that would be great. If you don't have blocks, don't worry about it. You can always improvise with other things that you can find in your house. I'm gonna set a little timer here so I can stay on time. It's hard when you don't have the feedback of music or students in the room to help to cue the poses and the timing of the practice. So thank you for being flexible with whatever happens here today. I want to let you know that next Saturday, so today is Saturday, next Saturday is my birthday, and in isolation it's pretty hard to have any kind of birthday celebration. So what I'm hoping to do is gather people together through this same class, this power yoga class, but really you could do any form of the class, and practice together, and people make donations. And I want to raise money for a wonderful charity called Backpack Buddies. And Backpack Buddies provides food normally for at-risk children who need food over the weekend when they're not able to be fed by the school programs. But now that all the kids are at home, they don't have enough food to eat during the week. So Backpack Buddies is providing food 7 days a week for all of those kids around the Lower Mainland. And I want to give them a hand. So please check my Facebook posts and my Instagram posts and message me privately if you need to find out how to donate. And you'll be donating right to the website, not to me directly. So if you can let me know how much you donate, then I can get a total. And just as of today, there's over $120 in donations, and I only just started it yesterday. So awesome. Thank you so much, everybody. All right, let's get to the practice, why we are all gathered here today. And I will pick an intention card for our practice today, and we can use that as a little bit of a guide to help us stay focused and present. And yes, the last power class I taught, that was Wednesday, that was Earth Day. I hope you had a wonderful Earth Day. We focused on getting grounded and finding balance through our feet. And today we will keep that same theme going, finding balance and getting grounded, but through our hands. So I hope you have some fun with the practice today. This is perfect for yoga. All these cards are perfect for yoga. The word for today, the intention for today, optional of course, but something to think about, is consciousness. Being awake and aware of yourself, thoughts, and actions is central to mindful living and takes you beyond just existing. That's a beautiful thought. So this whole practice is about being mindful and aware. Every movement, every breath, tying it all together. So use this intention if you like today, consciousness, or any other intention that speaks to you, and let that help you stay connected to the moment and to what it is that you're doing here, because really this is all that we have. There is no other moment besides this moment and this moment. So enjoy it fully, be fully conscious and aware of everything that you do. Let's join our energy together for a beautiful sound of Om to open the practice. And before we do that, find a collective intention, something that you'd like, not just for yourself, but for the greater good. Connect that to your personal intention. And a dedication for your for your practice. Who or where or what would you like to send this energy to? Together, a clearing breath and one sound of Om. Inhale. And exhale. To begin with Om, inhale. Om. Let the reverberation, the echo of Om radiate from your heart center in all directions. Let it touch all the people in the world that you know, all the people that need healing, all the people that need peace, all the people that need love. And bring this vibration of peace and harmony into your conscious awareness, and let this be echoed through every breath that you take, every movement that you make here on your mat today and beyond. Namaste. All right, everybody, we're going to start with a little core work. I really like to do that when I teach power yoga, especially for these longer classes. So lay down onto your back, and I'll just turn to the side here. If you have a block, grab your block and place it on the top of your right knee, so just above the kneecap on the thigh. And on the longer setting will be a little bit easier. On the mid setting will be slightly harder, and the shortest setting will be the most challenging. And then connect your right elbow to the block, so your knee and elbow are hugging into each other. Extend your left leg up to the sky and your left arm up to the sky, and keep your right shin parallel to the floor. And now hug your belly button into the spine, so you'll feel a lifting of the hips, a drawing in of Mula Bandha, Uddiyana Bandha, the two abdominal logs. And now lift your head and shoulders up, and see if you can reach up toward your toes and reach your toes toward your fingers. So there's a little bit of a drawing in. Take one more inhale breath here, and as you exhale, lift everything up a little higher. Keep hugging that block. And now as you inhale, keep your head and shoulders lifted. Extend your leg and fingers back behind you and forward. Draw the belly in. And as you exhale, come up and lift everything higher. Keep going. Inhale to lower. Exhale to come up. We have 8 more. Inhale to lower. Exhale to come up. And for 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good work. Release that block. Give your knees a little hug. Now we'll do that same thing on the other side. So you'll place your block on top of your left knee, just on the thigh, elbow into the block. So hug that in tight. Keep your shin bone parallel. Extend your right arm and right leg up. Lift your head and shoulders up. Take an inhale here, and as you exhale, lift everything up a little higher. And now inhale to lower, hover, exhale, lift up. For 10, keep going. For 9, 8, keep those head and shoulders lifted. 7, belly button in strong. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and last one. Very good. Hug your knees into your chest. Give yourself a nice squeeze. We're not quite done yet. So you can try using the block for this next one if you like. We'll cross the left elbow to the right knee. So it's a little bit more challenging to cross it over. And this time the left leg and right arm will extend back. Inhale, exhale, come up. And as if they're going to sweep past each other. So lift your hips up, lift your head and shoulders up, and try to pass your right fingertips past the distance of your knee and your left leg coming toward you. Inhale to lower, exhale to lift up. 9, 8, 7, keep that right foot active. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and last one. Really good. Those are super good for the oblique muscles, the side abdominals, the transverse abdominis, crossing through the abdominal region. Okay, opposite side. So the block will come top of your left knee, right elbow into the block. Lift your right leg up and your left arm up. And remember, we want to swing the right leg back a little bit and left fingertips reach forward past the knee. Inhale to lower, draw the belly in, exhale, lift it up. For 10, keep that core on. 9, 8, keep the left foot active. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and last one. So good. I hope you're feeling it. I definitely am. Rock side to side. And I already did a little set of these just to practice, so I'm feeling you. And let's hug behind the thighs and rock and roll a few times forward and back. And we'll come up to a squat. So forward and back a few times, forward and back. And then come all the way up onto your toes. Now, from your toes, I want you to spread your fingertips wide. Lift your hips up and put the weight into your finger pads and just rock forward and back. Just a few times to get that little bit of connection to the hands. Hasta bandha. So you want to press the finger pads down. Dome up the center of your hands. And then come back down into the squat. And then from here, can you hug your heels? You hug your heels and let the forehead drop between your knees. And come forward again, back into the hands. This time bring your knees to the upper arms and just rocking forward and back. So we're not coming into crow pose yet. It's just that feeling of pressing into the hands. It's a little bit of a warm up for the wrists, really. And this time, can you take your hands on the outside of your thighs, behind your heels, and sit back down. Let your forehead hang. And get that feeling of your knees pushing into the upper arms. And one last little warm up. Hop your feet apart a little bit, wider than hip distance. Cross your wrists at your forearms. Put the top of your hands behind your knees and then sit down. And this is a really nice way to release tension from the wrist. So squeeze a little bit side to side. And beautiful. Now we're warmed up for our practice. You can release your wrists. Stand up, give everything a good shake, give your arms and legs a really good shake. I can see I have a message here, I'm not sure what it's about. It's pretty hard for me to, oh, somebody's wishing me good morning, Lisa, that's so wonderful. Awesome, nice to hear from you. Beautiful. Yes, it's been a long time. Thank you for joining. Bring your big toes together to touch at the top of your mat. I can't see who's in the class while I'm recording the class, only I have it on my tablet, my timer, so occasionally I can see messages. All right, here we go, Tadasana pose. So right now we're connecting through our feet, opening up through the crown of the head. Come back to your intentions, personal and collective. That idea of consciousness, conscious awareness. Ram Dass had a beautiful saying, I am loving awareness. So can you be loving awareness throughout this practice today? On your inhale breath, sweep your arms wide and up, Urdhva Hastasana. Let's start to move. Exhale, fold forward, Uttanasana. Inhale, halfway lift, look forward, flat back, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale to fold. Press down through your feet. Your strong core helps you rise up, Urdhva Hastasana. Connect through the earth with your feet. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, reach all the way up. Exhale, fold all the way down. Inhale, halfway. This is Ardha Surya Namaskar, what we're doing here. Half sun salutation. Inhale all the way up, arch back, look back. Hands to heart center. Now we'll flow into Surya Namaskar A. Inhale, arch back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift, look forward. Plant your hands, step your right and left foot back. You can hop back if you like. Uttita Chaturanga Dandasana. Rock forward, high in the toes, draw the belly in. Take one more inhale breath, puff up the space between your shoulders as you come forward more. Exhale, lower all the way down to the mat. And let's tend the fingertips. This is good for strengthening the fingers. Viparita Bhujangasana, exalted cobra. Press into your finger pads on your inhale breath. Lift your head and chest up. Peel yourself off the mat. Exhale, right shoulder down, look over your left elbow. Inhale, peel yourself all the way back up. Exhale, left shoulder down, look over your right elbow. Back through center, inhale, strong finger pads, lift your heart. Exhale, fold forward. Palms under your shoulders. Tuck your toes. Inhale, high plank position. Utthita Chaturanga Dandasana. Exhale, downward facing dog. First one here. Take a deep breath in. A long breath out. And now find your Ujjayi breath if you haven't already. Slight constriction in the back of the throat. Create an ocean-like sound with your breath. Make it audible. 3 more deep breaths. Press your heels toward the mat. Lift your hips up and back behind you. Spread your finger pads wide. 1 more breath. And now step your big toes together to touch. Come high on your toes. Bend your knees a lot. Look forward to the top of your mat. If you like, you can walk in even a little closer. Press into your finger pads. Dome up the center of your hands and maybe a couple of light kicks of your bum as you root through the hands and keep your arms strong. And then on the 4th or 5th hop, come forward. Land your feet between your hands. You can walk or step, of course. Ardha Uttanasana, halfway. Look forward to lengthen. Exhale to fold, forehead to shins. Inhale to rise up, Urdhva Hastasana. Lengthen your tailbone toward your heels, arch back. Hands to your heart center, Samastitihi. Another round like that. Inhale. Look up and back. Exhale, fold forward, forehead to shins. Halfway to lengthen your chest, look forward. Plant your palms, walk, step, or hop back, left and right foot back. High plank, inhale, rock forward. This time as you exhale, you can lower halfway or all the way. Take either cobra with your pelvis on the floor and lift your chest, or slide your chest forward, lift your thighs, arms are straight. Take an extra inhale breath here, press the tops of your feet down, lift your chest. Now roll over your toes, high plank position. Optional, 1 chaturanga push-up. And then back to Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. Take a deep inhale and a long exhale. 1 more. Inhale, Ujjayi breath. Exhale, Ujjayi breath. And step your big toes to touch. Walk them in just a little bit more. Toward your hands, spread your finger pads wide, bend your knees. And this time you can take your knees out wide if you like, hips to heels, and see how this changes things as you try to hop and kick your bum with your heels. Doesn't matter how high. Press into your hands, strong arms. 3rd or 4th hop, land your feet forward. When you get there, Ardha Uttanasana, halfway lift. Fold, forehead to shins, Uttanasana. Inhale to rise all the way up. 1 more round, a little faster. 1 breath per movement. Exhale. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana, halfway lift. Plant your hands, Chaturanga. You can hop. Take your back bend, Cobra or Upward Dog. Roll over your toes, high plank. Chaturanga if you like. Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. Take a deep breath in, Ujjayi breath. Deep breath out. 1 more, inhale. And exhale. And let's step those big toes together to touch. Get some hops. Either knees together or knees apart. Strong arms. Use your finger pads. 3rd or 4th time, hop forward. Ardha Uttanasana, lengthen. And fold. Inhale to rise up, Urdhva Hastasana. Stay standing. Samastitihi, hands to heart center. Just take a moment of breath here. Moment of gratitude, conscious awareness. Remind yourself that you are loving awareness. Step your big toes together to touch. Surya Namaskar B. Outer feet are parallel. Inner heels might be slightly apart. Sit your hips down into the chair, like you're sitting right back into a chair, not a bar stool, and not a toilet, but up high, parallel to the floor with the thighs. Fingertips sweeping the floor, and then reach your fingertips back behind you and try to pull yourself all the way back. If you were to do it enough, you would fall down onto your bum. So don't fall down onto your bum. Use your strong core to resist and draw in, and then reach your arms up to the sky. So get this foundation, Utkatasana. Not too high, not too low, just right with the hips. Thighs as parallel as you can get them, arms in line with your ears. Keep drawing the belly in. Take 1 more deep inhale. Go a little deeper on the exhale with your hips. One more breath, lift your chest. Exhale and fold. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana, halfway lift. Plant your palms, Chaturanga, walk, step or hop. Take your back bend. Make your way back to down dog, maybe add Chaturanga, and here we are. Adho Mukha Svanasana. Now we're going to start adding in some hand balancing postures here. Go as far as you can. Don't worry about not getting to some particular destination with the pose. Just try your best. Inhale, right leg lifts up to the sky. Bring your right knee to your right upper arm. Pause here and hold and hug in. Inhale, sweep it back up. Cross your right knee to your left upper arm. Pause here and hold. Let's do it again, same leg. Inhale, right leg lifts up. This time as you bring your right knee to your right upper arm, press into your finger pads, Chaturanga arms, lower your chest. And then push back up, right leg lifts. Bring your knee into your chest, look forward, step your right foot through, back heel spins down, Virabhadrasana 1, hip distance between your heels. Bend your right knee, left thigh toward the mat, outer right hip pulling back, lengthen through the torso. Take a breath in, reach up, bend deeply as you exhale. One more inhale, extend. As you exhale, plant your palms down, step your left toes back till your left leg is straight. Sweep your right leg back to float, hover, Chaturanga. Both feet down, lift your chest. Upward dog or cobra. Come back to high plank, Chaturanga if you like. Downward dog, and Chaturanga is really one of the foundations of this posture, so try not to speed through it. Feel the burn. Inhale, left leg lifts to the sky. Left knee to left upper arm, pause and hold. Try to hug in. Inhale, sweep it back up. Left knee to right upper arm. Try to tap it and touch, twist. Inhale, back up. We'll do the same thing again. The left upper arm, pause here and hold, or Chaturanga arms, hover. And then push back up. Left knee lifts, left leg lifts. And then step through, knee to chest, come forward, and step all the way through. Back heel spins down. Hip distance apart with the heels, left knee bends a lot. Right thigh pushing forward and down, outer left hip pulling back. Reach your arms up to the sky and deepen into your front knee. Keep lengthening the torso. Outer right foot pushing down, left heel grounded. Take a breath in, inhale. As you exhale, plant your palms down. Step your right foot back so your leg is long. Sweep your left leg to hover, Chaturanga. Take your back bend. Come through high plank, Chaturanga. Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward dog. Take a breath in and a breath out. Come high in your toes, bend your knees a lot, look forward to the top of your mat. If you want, step your toes together. Either knees together, knees out wide. Take a few hops, kick your bum. Try to float, push the finger pads down to get that hover. And then hop through. Halfway lift, inhale. Fold, forehead to shins. Big toes are touching, heels apart, outer edges of your feet parallel. Sit into the chair, reach your arms up. Bring your hands to heart center. So this shape that we're in right now will be the starting point for many of our hand balancing postures. Take an inhale to lengthen. Exhale, twist to your right and hook your left elbow as far across your right thigh as you can. Tend your fingertips, keep them strong. Pull your outer left knee and left hip back. Look up over your right shoulder, and if you like, tend your left fingertips down and reach your right arm up. So feel that strength of the left fingertips. Reach up through your right arm, open the chest. Take one more inhale here. Stay for your exhale. Inhale back through chair pose, Utkatasana, arms reach up. Hands to heart center, lengthen. Exhale, twist to your left. Right elbow over the left thigh, tend your fingers. Look up over your left shoulder. Pull your outer right hip and right knee back. Stay or tend your right fingertips. Feel that connection. Left arm reaching up. Take a breath in. Take a breath out. One more. Inhale as you come back through center. Reach your arms to the sky. Exhale, fold, Uttanasana. Forehead to your shins. Inhale, lengthen. And let's flow back. Hop back, step back, Chaturanga. Take your back bend. Make your way back. Adho Mukha Svanasana. Extra Chaturanga if you like. Deep breath in. Full breath out. One more, Ujjayi breath. And exhale. Now we'll add on here. On your inhale breath, lift your right leg to the sky. As you exhale, right knee, right upper arm. Try Chaturanga with the arms. Maybe extend your right toes forward and out to the right, and maybe left leg floats. This is Kundanyasana B. Inhale, sweep it back up. It's learning, practicing, don't worry if you don't have it. Left upper arm. Now, you can stay here or try to hook the knee on the upper arm and bend your elbows and lean forward. So drag your left toes with you. Maybe they extend. The variation of Kundanyasana A. Good. Sweep it back up. Bring your knee to your chest. Keep coming forward. Step through inside your right thumb. Back heel spins down again. Warrior one again. Inhale, lift your chest. Exhale, deepen. Now hands come to the lower back. Interlace your palms. Knuckles root down to the earth. Chest lift to the sky. Breathe in. Exhale, bow forward. Adho Virabhadrasana. Let the head come down. Let the arms lift up. Work your outer right thigh back. Left thigh pushing forward and down. Crown of the head toward the earth. Knuckles up and over the head if you can. Straighten your arms. Hug your hands close together. Deep breath in. Open your shoulders by bowing your head down. Let your chin come to the chest. Deep breath out. Now push into your feet. Use your hands to pull you back up. We'll move through the vinyasa. Hands come down. Left leg steps back to the toes. Right leg floats. Flow through. Chaturanga. Optional but recommended. Downward dog. Okay, other side. Options to float it out and just practice. Left knee, left leg lifts up. Left knee to left upper arm. Try. Chaturanga arms. Maybe extend your left toes. Maybe your right float. Beautiful effort wherever it is. Left leg lifts up. Bring your knee into your chest and cross to the right side and bend your right elbow so you can hook that knee and lean forward. So drag your right toes with you and maybe they lift up. Keep your left knee bent. Variation of Kundanyasana A. Good. And then sweep it back up. Bring your knee to your chest. Keep coming forward. Step through. Warrior one. Back heel spins down. Rise up. So bringing this mindfulness, conscious awareness to every movement, and details are so important. Deep breath in and breath out. Now inhale, lift your arms up. Exhale, hands to your lower back. Knuckles toward the earth, chest to the sky. Open your heart. Exhale, bow, Adho Virabhadrasana. Shoulder to the thigh, crown of the head down, arms reach up. Pull your outer left hip back, chin to the chest. Use your feet as that strong foundation here. Outer right foot pushing down, left heel grounded, arms moving up and over the head, chin to the chest. One more breath. You know, root through the feet. Use your strong arms to pull you back up, reach up. Vinyasa with your breath, palms down, right foot steps back. Float the leg and hover. Inhale through your back bend. Make your way back. Chaturanga. Adho Mukha Svanasana. Deep breath in and a long breath out. Inhale and exhale. Now step your toes together, ripple forward, high plank pose. We'll do a little bit of side core exercise here. Bring your right knee to your right upper arm and step it back. And left to left and step it back. So let's go right and back, left and back, right and back, left and back. 2 more each side. Right, left, right, and left. Inhale, rock forward, halfway or all the way. Take your back bend. Downward facing dog. Step your big toes together to touch. Look forward to the top of your mat. Walk, step, or hop there. Feel free to add in a few hops if you like. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale to fold. Back to chair pose we go. Sit your hips down and reach your arms up to the sky. So now we'll build in some of that side core strength. Hands to your heart center. We were in this pose at the very beginning of the class. Spread your fingertips wide. Lift your hips and push the weight into your finger pads and feel what that's like to rock forward onto the finger pads. So there's a lot of integrity there in the hands. Hasta Bandha, hand lock. And from here, you might want to step your toes back just slightly so you can have some space to bend your elbows a few degrees back, and then your knees forward into the upper arm, so like we were just doing for that core work. And draw the belly in, so hollow out the front line of the body and dome the back. Keep your gaze forward. Start to rock the weight forward into your finger pads, going for Kakasana, crow pose. Lifting one foot up or the other foot up. Hug your elbows and knees in toward each other. Look forward. Press into your finger pads. Hold here for 3, for 2, and on 1 you can shoot back or step back into your vinyasa. Take your time, take your breaths, making your way back. Adho Mukha Svanasana. Big breath in and a long breath out. Again, inhale for right leg to lift, right knee to right upper arm. If you want to try the balance, chaturanga, extend both legs, hover, sweep it back. You're welcome to go for Kundanyasana B again. Cross your right knee to your left upper arm. You can go for the balance, extending both legs, or sweep your right leg through. You can reach for the outer edge of your right foot and pull your right foot to the top right corner of your mat and turn your heart open. Beautiful side plank variation. Breathe in and come back around. Breathe out. Hug your knee into your chest as you exhale. Step forward between your thumbs, back heel down. This time front heel to back arch alignment. And we rise up, Virabhadrasana 2. Extend through your fingertips. Bend as deep as you can into that front knee. Make more space by wiggling your front toes forward. Outer right thigh hugging under, inner left thigh rolling open. Breathe in as you extend. Breathe out as you deepen. 3 more breaths here, so focus and concentrate your gaze. Conscious awareness. Flip your right palm up, lower your left hand down as you inhale, extend up. As you exhale, pull it back, Viparita Virabhadrasana. Open up your heart, maybe hold your head with your hand. Maybe take your left hand back behind you, half bind, or maybe you can find your fingertips behind your heart. Wherever you are, open your chest. Exalted warrior, Viparita. Deep breath in and a long breath out. 1 more, inhale and exhale. Your inhale breath back through center. Feel free to straighten that front leg a little bit. Exhale back into warrior. Hinge forward over your front thigh. Find Parsvottanasana, side angle pose. Right forearm to right thigh, left fingertips reach up. Stay here or deepen onto your right finger pad. So keep those finger pads pressing down, the rest of your hand tented. Take your top arm if you like, sweep it over your ear, pinky finger down, thumb up, and hug your outer right hip toward your left heel. Deep breath in, long breath out. Feel free to stay. Or 3 more breaths here for a half bind or bird of paradise pose. If you want to stand up and open it up, you can. Hugging your outer right thigh underneath you, rolling your top shoulder open. 2 more breaths. If you've gone to bird of paradise, take your time to step yourself back. We'll all meet back in warrior two. So gaze down, unwind if you're bound. Back to warrior two. Take an inhale breath here. Now as you exhale, hug your inner thighs toward each other. Peel your back heel off the mat and reach your arms up to the sky. You can lower your back knee if you need. Take an inhale breath here. As you exhale, twist to your right side. Follow your right thumb with your gaze. Inhale back through center. Keep your outer right hip pulling back. High on your left toes. Twist to the right. Last time, inhale, reach up. Exhale, twist to the right. And here you can stay or bring your hands to your heart and maybe lean forward and hook that left elbow outside your right thigh. Again, back knee can be lowered. Stay here, turn and twist, or tent your left fingertips and reach your arm up. Take a deep breath in and a long breath out. One more, inhale and exhale. Rise up off of your thigh. Reach your arms up to the sky. So strong legs, strong core. Exhale, plant your hands down. Take your vinyasa. Keep exhaling as you step back and lower halfway or all the way. Move through your back bend. High plank, extra chaturanga. Adho Mukha Svanasana. Deep breath in and a long breath out. This time, left leg lifts to the sky. Left knee to left upper arm. Stay here or Kundalini B, Chaturanga. Extend and hover. Sweep it back up. This time you can cross to the right. Go for Kundalini A if you have it. Or as you sweep that left leg through, wrap your right hand on the outer left foot. Look underneath you. Open your chest and pull that leg toward the top left corner. Breathe in. And then breathe out. Sweep it back. Bring your knee to your chest. Keep coming forward and step through for warrior two. Rise up. Hope you're feeling warmed up. I definitely am. Recognizing in this moment I forgot to open a window, so extra steamy in Tamara's living room this morning. Wiggle your left toes forward. Get deep into the pose, warrior two. These little details, you don't think about it. 9 o'clock in the morning. Extend through your fingertips. Breathe deeply. Front thigh parallel. Outer left thigh rolling underneath you. Inner right thigh rolling open. Go deep. Conscious awareness. Gaze down your front fingertips. Breathe in and out. 2 more breaths. Hold it. And flip your left palm up. Lower your right hand down. Inhale as you reach up. Exhale, pull it back. Open up your heart, maybe support your head with your hand. Viparita Virabhadrasana, exalted. Maybe take your right hand behind for half bind, or maybe both hands meet behind your heart. Wherever you decide to be here, keep bending that left knee. Let your left knee open up even more and turn your heart to the sky. Deep inhale and a long exhale. 1 more. Inhale. Exhale. Now release your bind if you have it. Straighten your leg for just a moment if you like. Then back into warrior two. Inhale, lean forward. Left forearm to left thigh to build Parsvakonasana, side angle pose. We'll start here. Right fingertips reaching. Keep your chest away from your thigh. Stay lifted. Maybe lower onto your tented fingertips. So create that strength in the hands here by keeping finger pads down, center of your hand lifted. Stay or sweep your top arm over your ear. Pinky finger down, thumb up, look under your arm. Stay here or go for a half bind or full bind. Right arm behind, left arm under. You can definitely go for bird of paradise if you want. If it's in your practice. We were doing that pose last time in power class. Pull your outer right thigh toward the inner right heel. So tuck it underneath you if you're in that bind. If you're standing up, you have a couple more breaths to get there. And join back when you're ready. Take a deep breath in wherever you are. Deep breath out. 1 more. Inhale. And exhale. And if you're bound, look down. Unwind. Everybody coming back to warrior two. Now from here, keep your left foot where it is. Peel your right heel off the mat. Hips forward. High crescent lunge. So you can lower the back knee if you need. Take an inhale breath to lengthen. Exhale, twist to the left. Inhale, lengthen, forward. Exhale, twist to the left. Follow your left thumb with your gaze. Woo, you might fall out, that's okay. Inhale, back through center. Exhale, twist. And you're welcome to stay here. You can bring your fingertips to tent. Maybe lean forward, maybe catch the outer left knee with your right elbow. Feel free to stay or tent your right fingertips onto the mat. Lift your left arm up. Take a big breath in wherever you are. Big breath out. One more. Inhale and exhale. Now use your strong foundation. Rise up off of your thighs. Reach up. Let's take our vinyasa. Plant your hands down. Left leg floats as you keep exhaling through your vinyasa. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, plank. Exhale, downward dog. Deep conscious breath in. Deep conscious breath out. One more. Inhale. And exhale. Now if you like, there's a space for a few hops here. You can step your toes together to touch. Maybe even go to a wall if you want to work into a little bit of handstand practice. If you want, walk in a little closer. Maybe lift your right or left leg. A couple of light hops just to get into the hands. A little bit more. Lift your right leg up. A couple of light hops. If you're at the wall, you can stay. Hold. When you're ready, look to the top of your mat. Walk, step, or hop your feet forward. And come into a little squat. So normally at this point we do a maybe variation of crow pose. So today we'll take side crow pose, and that's something that we'll be building on a little bit as we move through the practice, this foundational hand balancing posture. So you might not get your feet off the mat today for side crow, but it's really good to practice and get closer and closer to that goal. So try not to twist for what I'm about to show you. Keep your hands in the same line as the front of your mat. And from here, lift your left arm up. You can maybe just hover your right fingertips and feel the core strength that it takes to lift your heels up off your bum. And then guide your left elbow to the outer right knee. And instead of turning yourself to the right side of your mat, lean forward and out to the right. So stamp your left fingers, your hands spread wide, just inside the top right corner of your mat. And take your right hand about shoulder width apart out to the right. So your hands are spread shoulder distance apart to the right side of your mat, and their fingertips are forward. Now lift up onto your toes. Bend your elbows and lean onto the shelf of your left elbow with your right outer thigh. And you might stay here. You have to lean forward a lot. Maybe you can float your left toes up. Maybe your right toes as well. Hug in tight. Use the strong obliques, the side core. Maybe you can extend your legs. Maybe you can't. Side crow, Parsvakakasana, sometimes Parsvabhakasana. Hold here for 3, 2, 1, and bring it back. Really, really good work. And some people will pull that top leg back and bottom leg forward, and then you're in Kundanyasana A. So a good way to build it. Let's try the other side. Take a moment. Let your left fingertips float, right arm lifts up. Try to hold your hips off your heels so you can feel the core strength that's necessary here. And then twist to the left, bring your right elbow on the outside of your left thigh. Now again, don't twist to the left. That adds in a different aspect of the pose. It makes it hard to balance just on your one elbow. Bring your right hand just below the top left corner of your mat. Bring your left hand out, shoulder distance apart. They're both parallel to the top of your mat. Lean forward a lot. And I'm just going to step back so I don't get cut off by the camera angle here. Lean only onto the outer right elbow. Lean forward a lot. Both your finger pads are pressing down strong, so Hasta Bandha. Maybe your right toes float. Maybe your left toes come to meet them. Look forward a lot. Lean forward, maybe. Extend both your legs. Side crow. Parsvakakasana or Parsvabhakasana. Hold for 3, for 2, and and one, and come all the way back. Amazing, so good. See if you can open up your knees again. Take your elbows on the inside, wrap your hands behind your heels, and sit down and hug your knees into your upper arms and hang your head. Try to sit back onto your hands, get a little release for your wrists. And then extend your fingertips forward, pull your knees wide, hips to heels, relax your head. Beautiful work, everybody. All right, back to our vinyasa as we go. So let's go through crow pose now that we're experts. Knees to the upper arms, lean forward into those hands. Rock forward, walk, step or hop back when you're ready. Make your way back to Adho Mukha Svanasana. Inhale, your right leg up to the sky. Big stretch to reach it up. Step your right foot all the way through the center. Back heel spins down. Find warrior two. Front heel to back arch alignment. Just for the transition here. Take an inhale to lengthen. Exhale to deepen. And now inhale your front leg to straight. Heel toe your back foot in a step or two, preparing for Trikonasana. Hinge forward over your right thigh. Right fingertips down, left arm up. Gaze up if you like. Turn the crown of your head toward the same line as your front big toes. Outer right hip tucking under, inner left thigh rolling open. Deep breath in and out for extra core strength. Sweep your top arm over your head. Stay here. Hug your right femur bone into the hip socket. Maybe both arms reaching forward. Hold. For 3, maybe gaze forward or up. For 2, and 1. Left hand to your left hip. Soften into your right knee as you step forward, floating those left toes back behind you. Try to keep your right fingertips floating. You can touch down onto a block if you need. But if so, try to lift your chest enough that it's just for balance. Stay here, keep your top foot active, flex your foot. Maybe your left arm reaches up. Maybe soften your right knee. Kick your bum toward your heel. Wrap your hand around your outer left foot and kick it back and up, Japasana. Find your steady balance. Use your foot strongly. Press down and kick back for 3, 2, and 1. Now soften both knees enough to bring both your hands to the mat. Find standing L-shaped pose. And from here you might want to plug your outer right hip back with your thumb. So this helps to roll the left thigh down so your thighs are in the right position. You don't want to be rolling the left hip open here. Keep it rolling down. Deep breath in and a long breath out. Feel free to stay here if you want to go for some handstand hops. Flatten your palms, come behind your right toes and start to swing the left leg up and down. Maybe move to a wall for your own safety and balance. Or bring your right hand behind your right calf. Pull your chest toward your thigh. Come onto your tented left fingertips and find standing splits. Forehead to your shin again, left leg lifting high. Outer left hip rolling down, not open, for 3, for 2, and 1. Beautiful. Everybody coming back to standing L shape. Another opportunity here for some hand balancing. Let's bring the left knee in toward the chest. Stand all the way up. Bring it with you. Open up your left knee to the left. Flex your foot. Place your left ankle on top of your right thigh. Hands to your heart. You're welcome to stay standing. If you want to work toward the hand balance, sit back down into that chair. This is Ardha Utkatasana, half chair. Elbows in front of the shin bone. Now, some of you might have Parsva Ujja Dandasana, dragonfly pose, and you're welcome to go there. For today, we'll stick with Ekapada Galavasana. Elbows in front of the shin bone, lift your heart. Now, feel free to use blocks under your hands if you like. What I like to do from this position to find the balance is tent my fingertips and hop my right foot back just a little bit so I create more space between my fingers and my hands. Then flatten the hands, get Hasta Bandha, press into your finger pads. Bend the elbows just like we do for crow pose. Come high on the right toes and shift the shin of your left leg over top of the shelf of your elbow so you have a little bit more space to lengthen the chest. I might just come back a little bit more. You can see better. Wrap your left toes around your right bicep. Maybe you stay here today, but it might be available for you to lean forward and even just kick your right bum with your heel and come back down. And you can try that a couple of times. If you're going for dragonfly pose, this is where the twist happens, and we keep our hands the same direction as we did for side crow. So facing the top of the mat, lean forward so you're just on the shelf of your bent left elbow and right leg kicks out for 3, 2, 1. And wherever you decided to go, let's come back up slowly. Take your time. You find your balance. Come all the way up. Bring your knee into your chest. Reach your arms out to the sky. Let's find warrior 3. Extend your fingers forward. Reach your leg back. And then soften into your right knee and step all the way back and open to the long edge of your mat. Turn to the side. Make your feet parallel. And then turn your toes out to the top right and left corner of your mat. We'll work into Skandasana, a good hip opener, which is really nice for further hand balancing postures that we might do. So bend your right knee a lot. Get your left heel pressing out, toes toward you. You might be up higher, that's fine. Might be, your squat might look like this. Take your right arm out to the right. Left fingertips reach up, turn them around. See if you can find a bind. Half bind or full bind with or without a strap. Turn your heart open and now hug your heels in toward each other and feel that sensation of pressing your right knee into your right upper arm. Open your chest. Deep breath in, left leg extended. Deep breath out. Keep pressing that right knee into the right upper arm. Turn and twist for 3, 2, and 1. Let's come back through center. You can use your hands or not. Bend into the left knee, straighten your right leg. Take your left fingertips out to the left, right arm up. Feel free to stay here. Maybe you find a bind, half bind or full bind. Wherever you decide to be, get the sensation of pressing your left knee into your left upper arm and push your right heel away. At the same time, you want to hug energetically the heels toward each other, so engage your inner thighs. Turn and twist and look up if you can. Hold here, pressing your knee to your upper arm for 3, 2, and 1. Release your gaze. Come back through center. Take an inhale breath. Make your feet parallel. Exhale and fold. And if you like, you can walk your hands closer to your feet. Maybe even tend your fingertips behind you. Pull the crown of the head down. Maybe you go for Shirshasana, B, the tripod headstand. Or maybe you're wrapping your hands around the outer edges of your feet or your heels and pulling the crown down to the mat. Let's take 5 deep breaths. Prasarita Padottanasana or Shirshasana B. Slowly, as you're ready, bring yourself back through center. We'll turn ourselves to the top of the mat, wiggling your left knee as far back as you can get it. Right toes underneath your right knee. Take an inhale breath and reach your arms up to the sky, Anjaneyasana. Take a little side stretch, flip your left palm up, wrap your right fingertips around the left wrist, up and over to the right. Stretch out those obliques and side abdominals. Getting a lot of work today. Maybe look up, breathe in and out. Inhale back through center, reach your arms to the sky. Plant your fingertips down. You can slide your left knee even further back and then straighten your right leg, finding Ardha Hanumanasana, and making sure that your left hip is either above your left knee or forward of your left knee. Take an inhale here to lengthen. Pull your outer right hip back. Right foot is active. And then bow in. You can take blocks underneath your right thigh if you like. Maybe you go deeper. Right heel forward, left knee back, working toward your variation of Hanuman. But all the poses for this shape, right hip is pulling back, left thigh forward. Feel free to bow. You can even tend your fingertips for extra practice of balancing. start to lift your gaze. If you're bowing in, palms under your shoulders. Tuck your left toes, slide your left knee forward, right foot plants down. We'll move into three-legged dog. You have the option to build Wild Thing or Urdhva Dhanurasana if you like. Tuck your back toes, lift your back knee, step it back and up, open up your hip, stack your hip, bend that knee, let it drop behind you, right foot dropping, or maybe you flip over but turn your left fingertips up first just a little bit. Let the right toes come behind you, right heel is lifted, outer left foot pressing down, arch back. Feel free to stay or make your feet parallel, hip distance, and then reach both arms to the mat, Urdhva Dhanurasana. Big breath in. And a big breath out. One more round of breath. Lift your hips higher. And then press into your left hand. Flip yourself all the way back around. Three-legged dog. Take a vinyasa here. Downward facing dog. Deep inhale. And a long exhale. And just before we go to the other side, step your big toes together to touch, ripple forward, high plank pose. Step your right hand forward, roll to the outer blade of your right foot. Left arm reaches up, Vashisthasana. Feel free to stay here or reach your top arm over your ear. Press the outer blade of your right foot down. You can step your top foot in front or stagger your feet or lower your bottom knee down. If you have both feet stacked, maybe you consider Vrikshasana, tree pose, or Padangusthasana, Viktola. Creating strong hands, strong arms. For 3, 2, 1. Come back. Find Hasta Bandha, so hands pressing down strong. High push-up position. And then left hand steps forward. Keep those finger pads pressing down. Roll to the outer blade of your left foot, right arm reaching up. Remember, you can take a variation with your legs. Step your top foot in front, stagger your feet, or lower your bottom knee down. Or try lifting one leg if your feet are stacked, or if you have the space, tree pose, Padangusthasana. Wherever you decide to be, Hasta Bandha, so press into those finger pads. Open up for 3, 2, 1. Back to our high plank pose, rock forward, vinyasa. Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward dog. Inhale, left leg lifts to the sky. Step your left foot through and center. Back heel spins down, warrior 2. Just for a transition, a breath to get settled. Deep inhale, long exhale. And one more, inhale, and exhale. Now straighten that front leg. Heel toe your back foot in a step or 2. So keeping the same alignment, front heel to back arch. Hinge forward over your front thigh. Find Trikonasana, triangle pose. It's very common for people to want to get that left hand somewhere down, closer to the mat, but then they're rolling forward. So be aware, be conscious of your body. If you're rolling forward, reach your right arm higher, pull your chest up. And so the crown of your head is in alignment with your front toes. Big breath in and breath out. And if you want more, if you have a good alignment, reach your top arm over your ear. Stay here or hug your left femur into the hip socket. Engage your core. Hold here for 3, 2, and 1. Then right hand to right hip. Soften that left knee. Step forward. Keep your left fingertips light as you raise your right leg up, finding Ardha Chandrasana. Keep your hips turning open here. This is a hip opening posture. Press out through your right heel, toes curling back toward your shin bone. Stay here or raise your right arm up. You can of course have a block under your left hand, which will be under your left shoulder. If you have steady balance, you want to try Shavasana. Sometimes I need a block for this leg. Bend your right knee. Reach for the outer edge of your foot with your hand and kick your foot into your hand. And keep that connection to your standing foot. Maybe you can open your chest more. Oh, my left leg is always a little bit weaker than my right. One more breath. It's a beautiful thing about yoga. You keep practicing. Bend your left knee until both hands can come to the mat. Keep your left knee soft, plug your left thumb into your hip crease to pull it back so your right thigh can roll down toward the mat, outer right thigh. Press out through your heel, toes curling toward you, standing L. Now stay here. If you want to go for some handstand, you can move to the wall if you like. Plant your hands flat down. Find Hasta Bandha, that hand lock, and come high on your left toes. Swing your right leg up and down. Find some hops, or coming into standing splits. Walking your left hand behind your left calf, right fingertips underneath your shoulder, crown of the head down, forehead to your shin. Again, the right leg lifts. Outer right thigh rolling down, heel pressing up. And slowly, everyone coming back to the mat. If you've moved to the wall, standing L-shaped pose. Soften your left knee, bring your right knee in to meet it, and stand all the way up. Bring your right knee with you. Keep your foot active, flexed. Find your balance. Right knee out to the right and cross your right ankle over your left thigh. Remember, we're getting into a hip opener here, but also a hand balance. You have some variations. Hands to your heart to start with, and sit down till you feel that opening into the right hip. And then from here, elbows can come in front of the shin bone. And we can work toward dragonfly pose as well, but we'll start here with Ekapada Galavasana. Now take your fingertips down to the mat and tent them. And you either walk your fingertips forward or hop your left foot further back. So this creates more space, and you need the space in order to really open up into the posture. Plant your hands down, find Hasta Bandha. So press your finger pads down, grip that mat, bend your elbows, and then shift the right shin bone forward over the shelf of your elbows. And from here, hollow out the front body, round the upper spine, just like crow pose. And then maybe here you can float your left toes, maybe extend that leg all the way back behind you. Try to hold on to it. If you're coming into dragonfly, did a little bit of twisting already, you'll twist to the right. Hands come out just like they do for side crow. Press the foot into the shelf of your elbow, extend your left leg. Try to hold on to that as well. A couple more breaths wherever you are. And then we'll all come back up, so back through. It's half chair, reaching your right leg up to the sky, arms straight. Slow motion transition through warrior 3. Outer right thigh rolling down, press out through your foot, and then step back, open it up to the long edge of the mat. If you've been practicing with me, especially lately, you know that I've been working on Samokhanasana, wide-legged splits pose, so big inner thigh stretch. You can take any of the poses we just did if you want to do Skandasana again, or a wide-legged forward fold, maybe a shoulder opener. If you're coming with me, palms come down underneath the chest. Start to widen your legs as much as you can. And you might stay up on your hands. If you can go deeper, maybe you consider pressing your heels out, toes up, and letting the heels go out as wide as possible. Maybe you come down onto your forearms. And for me, this pose is just glacial pace. Like, I cannot seem to make any progress, but I know that I am, but I also am conscious that that is not the purpose of doing this pose. Any of these poses, the purpose is to capture your attention into this moment. There's no future consideration, there's no past to think about. Just be here now. And when you let go of the idea of the someday of the pose will come. And we'll slowly start to make our way out of whichever pose you've taken, coming back into the original position, palms under shoulders. Take an inhale breath to lengthen. And as you exhale, turn yourself to the front of your mat and lower your right knee down. Slide it back behind you. Left foot is planted down and you're reaching your arms up to the sky. Anjaneyasana. Take a big breath in and a long breath out. One more. Inhale. And as you exhale, plant your fingertips down. Shift your right knee just a little bit further back and then straighten your left leg. So you maintain the right alignment here of the right hip over top of the knee, or maybe slightly forward of the knee. You can stay here, maybe bow in. It's nice to place a block under the top of your left thigh, Ardha Hanumanasana, or maybe you can work your left heel more forward, right knee more back, Hanumanasana. Outer right hip pulling back, right thigh forward. You can inhale to lengthen and exhale to bow. A few deep breaths here. Last round of breath. And slowly you'll start to walk your hands under your shoulders, slide your back knee in until you can bring your left foot down. Again, the option to go from three-legged dog into Urdhva Dhanurasana, the upward facing bow or wild thing, is up to you, or just take a vinyasa. When you're ready, lift your back knee up, come behind your toes, inhale, sweep your left leg back behind you. Feel free to stay or take your vinyasa or stack your hip, bend your knee, let your foot drop behind you. Maybe turn your right fingertips out, roll to the outer blade of your right foot, left foot steps behind, high on the left heel, high on the left toes, heel lifted high. Arch up and back. 2 deep breaths. If you're in Urdhva Dhanurasana, your feet become parallel, both hands reaching for the mat. Last breath, inhale. And exhale, press into your strong right hand, flip yourself around, take your vinyasa. Extra chaturanga, and downward facing dog. Take a deep breath in, and a long breath out. And again, we'll hop through to a little squat, so you can do a couple of hops into handstand if you like, kicking your bum with your heels. And then land your feet together in a little squat at the top of your mat. Beautiful, everybody. Okay, so from here, we will work into one-legged crow pose. So Ekapada Kakasana or Bakasana. The pose gets called both names. Kakasana is really crow pose. Bakasana is crane pose. But crane pose means the arms are straight. Much harder variation, but you can definitely go there if you like. So it's kind of a combination of all of the things that we've been working on. The most important is that connection of the knee to the upper arm. So we're just going to try a couple exercises to get warmed up for that. So Hasta Bandha again, and we'll release the wrist before we go into the final pose. Spread your fingertips wide, root down through the finger pads. So get that grip of the hands, that lock of the hands. And then lift your hips up and just tap lightly, right knee to right upper arm, left knee to left upper arm. Stay high on your toes and keep the front line hollowed out and the back line rounded. See if you can keep your big toes touching, hands under your shoulders, and use the core, knee to elbow or upper arm, side to side. Good work. One more each side. You're feeling this. Beautiful. Give yourself a release. Lift your hips up. Walk your feet to parallel. Slide your right hand, left hand underneath your feet. Hasta, oh my goodness. Padahastasana. Oh my goodness. Sometimes the yoga words all blur together. Take an inhale to lengthen. Now, if this is not accessible for you, put the tops of your hands down beside your feet or on top of blocks if you have them or books. Lengthen your chest, and as you exhale, bow forward. Let your elbows come out to the sides. Pull your forehead toward your shins. Big breath in and a big breath out. Wiggle your toes into your wrist creases. Breathe in and out. Breathe in and out. Good, and now come up halfway, release your hands, and come back into that little squat. So we're going to set up the same that we set up for crow pose, but this time we will connect only one knee to the upper arm and see if you can keep that other leg active, floating. So come up high, bend your right knee into your right upper arm and actively hug the elbows, not out, but back and in. And see if you can get that knee all the way up towards your armpit, just below the armpit. Hasta Bandha, so weight into the finger pads. Float just your right toes and hug your heel towards your bum. Hollow out the front body like we've been doing. Look forward, and maybe you can lightly, just lightly lift your left foot up and hold for 3, 2, 1, and come back down. So good. Put the tops of your hands down on the mat. Stretch your arms to straight. Breathe in and breathe out. And if you have already one-legged crow in your practice, instead of just floating the toes up, you extend that leg back behind you. So you might find it easier or harder on the other side. Lift your hips up. Then just your left elbow, get your left knee to your left upper arm as high as you can. Hasta Bandha, both hands, equal pressure. Lean forward, keep leaning and hug the elbows inward toward each other. And then maybe you can float just your right toes. Hold for 3, 2, 1, and lower down. So good. This time, turn the fingertips toward each other, back of the hands down, and you can rock side to side a little bit. Or towards you, whichever feels good. Or you can flip the wrists around. Anything that feels good to release your wrists. Okay, we'll go for it one more time, and this time, if you can, you might not be lifting that bottom foot up, that's fine. If you are lifting the foot up, try to lean forward just a little bit more, get more space like we did for flying pigeon, and see if you can extend that leg back behind you. And I'm still working on this pretty often. Still progress is being made, but slow. So be aware that this is a practice. Spread your fingertips wide, Hasta Bandha, lift up the knees, right knee to right upper arm, tuck it in tight. Now, it almost helps, again, if you walk forward a little bit, get more space. You have to lean up and over. And then you can lift the toes and extend for 3, 2, 1. Come all the way back down. Now, I don't know if you noticed, but when I went more forward with my hands, I have a much better chance of extending that leg back behind me. So if you feel crouched, like you just don't even have the space to lift the foot, get your hands more forward. Let's try it again. So start with your hands just slightly forward of your knees, and then walk them more forward and lift up your left knee into your left upper arm. So you have to shift the weight into your finger pads more forward. And from here, now you have the space. Hug the elbows in. That leg extends for 3, 2, and 1. Amazing, everybody. Let's hop the feet apart. Cross your forearms, back of your hands behind your knees. Squat down. Give yourself a nice wrist release. So good. That pose was one of those, I am never going to be able to do those poses for me. And I just practice and find the techniques that allow you to really hollow out the front body and get lots of stability through the hands. So anytime you get a chance, Hasta Bandha, really work those hands. All right, release, come into Malasana. Give yourself a little shake. Now, you can stay here. If you want to take one last crow pose and a vinyasa, you can. And we will meet in downward facing dog. So you're welcome to stay here. Make your way back to downward facing dog, or we will meet on our seat in just a few breaths. So from here, you can come down to your seat. But I'll demonstrate the vinyasa. Hop your big toes together. You can take a little crow pose if you like. Hasta Bandha. If you make your way to downward dog, you know that I'm going to tell you to hop through with straight legs. So give that a try now that your hands are so strong and so warmed up. You have no excuse. Done lots of hopping today. You can look towards me if you need. And you've got the core strength to float it out lightly and land on your seat. I'm so impressed, so much effort today. All right, we'll make our way down onto our back, but before we do that, let's stretch out our legs. We'll take a wide-legged forward fold today, so you can turn to the side of your mat if you like. Sit up nice and tall. Take your fingertips back behind you if you need to give yourself a little bit more elevation and a tilting forward of the hips. Stay here or start to fold forward, and you can keep your hands pushing back behind you, or maybe on top of your legs, or maybe forward to pull yourself through. Wherever you get to, let your head relax. Try to keep your feet active, heels pressing out, toes curling towards you. And just a reminder, if you maybe tune in a little bit later than when I started, that next Saturday I would like to do a special fundraiser for the Backpack Buddies Foundation, which raises money and gives food to hungry children, not only now on the weekends, but also during the week, because the kids aren't in school to receive their lunch and breakfast programs. So please join me next Saturday for Power. You can make a donation directly to the Backpack Buddies site, and I have the link in a lot of my recent posts. I would love to raise as much money for them as possible, and it's my birthday next Saturday, so it'll be a nice birthday gift for them to get lots of money. I would love that. So please join in. Already more than $120 has been raised, so please keep contributing. And if you're watching this class way down the line and is way past May 2nd, which would be the date of that, let me know. You can make a donation directly on their website. All right, let's slowly come back up. Take your right forearm to your right thigh. Reach your top arm over so you can stretch those hard working obliques. If you have a bind, you can go for it. Keep your left hip rooting down. Maybe look under your arm. And turn towards your right leg, lengthen and fold. And slowly come back up. Left forearm to your left leg. Open it up, stretch. Oh, getting into those obliques. Try to keep your right hip rooting down. Turn your chest open. Go deeper if you have the bind. And twist the leg. I have to give a little shout out because I haven't been doing that, but a few people have been really helpful for me while I've been making these yoga videos to keep an eye on my naughty little dog. So thank you to my kids for doing so much to make sure the dogs are taken well care of and not interrupting and trying to play on my yoga mat while I teach these videos. Although it's kind of cute, it's a little distracting. Take a deep breath in and a long breath out. And slowly rise yourself back up, bring your legs together. Face the front of your mat. We'll have a seated forward fold here with straight legs, Paschimottanasana. Roll the flesh around your seat from side to side. Take an inhale, reach your arms up to the sky. Exhale, fold over your thigh. Take one more round of breath. Exhale fully. And slowly roll yourself up. And push your feet to the top of your mat. Lift your chest. Take an inhale here. As you exhale, slowly lower down, all the way down onto your back. Probably feels good to release your abs by hugging your knees into your chest. Feel free to do that. We'll take a couple of back bends here to release all of that abdominal work. So you could take supported bridge or little bridge pose or Urdhva Dhanurasana. Start with our arms beside our body. If you're going for supported bridge, slide the block under your sacrum. For little bridge pose, hands are just tickling the outer edges of your heels, so tuck them in pretty close. You can even put a block between your knees to see how close to put your feet and knees. Urdhva Dhanurasana, flip your palms up like you're pressing the ceiling away from you. Bend your elbows and bring your hands beside your ears with your fingers pointing toward your shoulders. And everybody lift your hips. If you're in little bridge pose, Satipatthana Sarangasana, you can interlace your palms, knuckles toward the heels. If you're going up onto your hands and feet, then press up onto the crown first and then all the way up. Try to straighten your arms and legs. Crown of the head, aiming toward your heels. A few more breaths. And when you're ready to come down from Urdhva Dhanurasana, come onto your crown first. From little bridge pose, release your hands, lift your hips a little higher. And then everybody come all the way down. If you're in supported bridge, you can stay if you like. Bring your feet wide, knees together, lift up your hips and slide your palms underneath your bum, and then windshield wiper your knees side to side, or even lift up your knees and feet and rock side to side, so give your wrists a nice massage. You earned it. Beautiful. We'll come back down, set up for a second back bend. So little bridge pose again, and you can interlace the hands or Urdhva Dhanurasana. And the option is once you're in either pose, so I'll do it from little bridge pose, but just don't set up quite yet, but once you're in the pose, you can step 1 foot more to the center, lift your opposite knee into your chest, and then foot up to the sky. So we'll go for that. So set yourself up, lift your hips up, push into your hands and onto your crown if you're in Urdhva Dhanurasana. All the way up. And then from either pose, step your right foot more into the middle, left knee into the chest, press your foot up to the ceiling, big stretch. Breathe. And step that left foot down when you're ready into the center more, right knee into the chest, push into your hands and your left foot, extend your right leg up. Heel to the ceiling. 3 breaths. Lowering it down when you're ready. When you're ready to come down, crown of the head first. If you're in Urdhva Dhanurasana, release your hands. If you're in little bridge, take the block out if you're in supported bridge. And again, we'll do that wrist release if you like. Sit onto your hands, knees into your chest, rock side to side. Or just stay with your hips on your hands. Slowly coming back through center. Give yourself a nice big hug. Hold your opposite elbows. All right, from here, knees into the chest. Opportunity for a 2-minute inversion. So you could take happy baby, reach through, grab the outer edges of your feet with your hands, roll the sacrum down, or Viparita Karani if that feels good. Plow pose, shoulder stand, or Shirshasana A, the traditional yoga headstand. So you decide. Feel free to use a wall. You can even go put your legs up the wall if you like this position. Try to count yourself off about 20 breaths. If there is shoulder stand, if you like that posture. And plow pose looks like this, feet over the head, arms behind you. Maybe interlace. or supporting the back. Wherever you've decided to be, do about 10 more deep breaths, and I'll demonstrate the headstand as well. But this is something hopefully you have already in your practice, or you can do it against the wall if you're not feeling comfortable to do it middle of your room, wherever you are. Last few breaths. If you are in headstand, you can come down slowly and maybe take a seat or child pose for a few breaths to let your blood pressure come back to normal. If you are in shoulder stand, you're coming through cloud pose. In cloud pose, slowly lower yourself down. If fish pose is in your practice, you can take that. If you like that, slide your palms underneath your seat. Again, a nice way to release the wrists. Do it facing the front. Extend your legs out, toes together. Leverage your chest, head up off the mat. Tilt your chin up to the ceiling and lightly touch down on the crown. You can join us for this pose if you were in headstand as well. Feel free to hover the legs and even the chest. A couple more deep breaths. Lift your heart. When you're ready to come out of fish pose, take your time. You can lower your chin in toward your chest. Lower your feet if they are lifted. Get your hands out from underneath you. Just take a moment. Our last and final pose before Shavasana will be your favorite supine twist. So I will offer a deeper twist, but a very simple twist is to bring both knees to the right and open up your left arm to the left, either in a cactus shape or a T shape out to the side, and then you can turn your gaze. So come with me if you like. This is a cat's tail pose. Extend your left leg straight, or right leg straight. Bring your left knee in toward your chest and guide it across to the right side. And now bend your right knee and see if you can catch the inside of your right foot with your left hand. And you can stay here, keeping your left knee bent, or extend your left leg out and catch the outer blade of your left foot with your right hand. And this kind of puts you in a position where you're curling off to the right. Try to open up your shoulder, so back of your left shoulder on the mat. You can look up to the ceiling and now actively push your outer left hip back and down toward the mat, and then look to the left. So this is really nice for the legs and the chest and the hips and the shoulders. Keep pushing that top thigh down toward the mat, toward your right knee. And bring your gaze back through center. Release your legs. Everybody use your hands. Come back into center. Realign your hips. Give yourself a little squeeze if you need. And then if you're coming with me for the cattail, the left leg will extend. Bring your right knee into your chest and bring it across your body with your left hand. Now bend your left knee. Catch the inside edge of your left foot with your right hand. Try to roll your right shoulder down, and you can keep your right knee bent. For some people, this will be as far as you can go, but if you can, extend that right leg. You want to keep actively pushing your outer right hip toward your left knee, so down and away from you. So this gets into the IT band. So those of you that need a good IT band stretch. Roll your outer right shoulder toward the mat. Maybe even turn your gaze toward the right. Take a few breaths.
Beautiful. Slowly bring your head back through center. Unwind yourself. Get your knees and hips aligned again. One last rock into center. If there's any last pose that you would like to do before your Shavasana, you can do that. And then bring yourself into a position where you can relax and let go. Take a few deep breaths to get there. Come back to your personal and collective intention, to your dedication, and make every effort to be consciously aware of every cell of your body relaxing. Take a deep, beautiful breath in. A full breath out. Thank you so much for your energy today. Whenever it is that you take this class, I really hope you all join me on May 2nd for a fundraiser for Backpack Buddies, and we can help put some funds into their much needed account so they can feed the kids that are at home right now that are truly hungry. Thank you so much again. Namaste.